Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is getting a special feature I'd never heard of. A score-only option for the movie on the Blu-ray. You can watch the movie at home with just the music, no other audio. Fans will enjoy it, aspiring composers will study it, and Harrison Ford will be thrilled.
That damn music follows me everywhere.
I guess that's pretty literal here. This will make studying the score easier for fans and composers. It'll be easier to follow each new motif in the one movie they get to play and develop. It'll be easier to catch appearances of old themes and track the way they're used, to find callbacks to specific moments.
Bahn verdoppeln. Hiernach hat der Führer gesucht.
It's learning from the best by focusing only on his work. Plus, this is the final Indiana Jones movie, part of a legacy of scores that have been studied for over 40 years. Here's why we need this, and what other score release issues it brings to mind. Movie albums tend to not have every single cue that plays in the movie. Some of the music won't make it onto the album, and major blockbuster scores can be around 2 hours of music total.
I have a quote here that John Williams said, "The process of spotting with Star Wars is a very simple one. We just decide that when the film starts, the orchestra will play, and when the film ends, the orchestra will stop."
The original Indiana Jones albums were much shorter than modern releases, with only a few tracks from the score. Raiders doesn't even have a score-only release. Yet. If you're an aspiring composer or filmmaker, you can watch more closely and hear what's going on, not just matched to picture, but more clearly. It may not be available anywhere else. Some scores never get a full release, and you never get all the music in the movie. Some scores never get an album at all. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is out with a new take on Spider-Man's black suit story, but the music everyone associates with it is Christopher Young's theme from Spider-Man 3. Which you can't buy anywhere. It was never officially released. The score is strong, used effectively in emotional storytelling with no dialogue, and after more than 15 years, it's still officially unavailable. Some scores that were released are still missing cues, so the only place to hear them is in the movie with dialogue and sound effects.
The General's command ship is dead ahead.
Or as background music in the LEGO games. Not all of these movies are universally praised, but their scores are. Dial of Destiny has divisive reviews, but John Williams' score was, as always, received very well. Some people will even prefer watching this over the final cut of the movie. There are fans and hobbyists out there who make score-only versions of movies, like the Scenes and Scores channel, and some people find and isolate missing cues, somehow, but that's a lot of work for one person. And it's not official. Sometimes you can find a fan version on YouTube, but it might still have other sounds in it. This is official, and it's everything in one place. One thing I'm left wondering is, who decides how a score-only movie releases? Some are Blu-ray, some are Disney+. Who chooses if it's physical or streaming? And why is it always one or the other? It's interesting this is happening for Dial of Destiny, because while the score is great, it's the only Indiana Jones movie Steven Spielberg didn't direct. Something I've come to appreciate in Spielberg-Williams movies is how the score and film complement each other. How clear the music is despite other sound, and I'm not sure that applies here as much.
Bahn verdoppeln. Hiernach hat der Führer gesucht.
Bald euch kämmen! Nehmt die Hunde!
I've made videos where the music is the strongest sound in the scene, but I didn't turn it up. That's in the film. Loud or quiet, the music is often the clearest thing. They chose to leave it that way, but I feel this is less and less common in movies now.
Those days have come and gone.
And even Dial of Destiny favors a lot of dialogue, sound effects, and quick cuts that feel divorced from those Spielberg-Williams movies like Raiders. or even like the unofficial Indy 5, The Adventures of Tintin. I'm glad Dial of Destiny is getting a score-only release, but I don't think it'll stand up to the originals. One last thing, it seems like only landmark scores like Star Wars, Superman, and Alien get these releases. But what do you want to see? Do you have personal favorites you would get if you could? Catch Me If You Can turned 20 last Christmas, and while the movie got a steelbook, the score got nothing new. So let me know what you'd want to see, and thanks for watching.